Hi.
What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. We've been recovering, we've been resting, in our femininity and all those other good things, those beautiful things. We've actually been resting in our pom pom lifestyle. So, if you guys could, when you join the chat, please drop your city and state in the chat. I know you've missed us. I decided to bring on my lovely guest here, Mr. DJ, the Money Coach. And if you guys can hear me, drop a one in the comments and also put your city and state in the comments. Now, before we kick it off, we've got to show you a little bit of the pom pom lifestyle. Y'all know what's about to go down on this show, so brace yourselves for it. Okay, are you ready? Let me show you the goodness of our vacation. And I got a couple of ones, but we're gonna do this one first.
It's DJ the Money Coach coming to you live. That's right, baby. At Kinder Rocks Beach and Zanzibar. Living that pom-pom lifestyle. Million money, peace of mind. Come join us on the beaches of the World Club. Because you know what? I am my ancestor. And you are too. You deserve it. Get with me, baby. Tell them that beautiful shit out there. All right, so you know what you got to do. The four dirty little words. Number one, discipline. Number two, accountability. Number three, plug into the seven spheres of money system. And number four, put your head down, go to work in 3 to 6 years. You can be completely consumer debt free, pay off your house in 5 to 7 years, and have a 6-figure income by business, real estate, leveraging the tax laws. But first things first, you got to hit that link, come to the Masterclass, and get freedom right now today. Peace.
All right, you guys. I had a sneak video of DJ the Money Coach dancing on the beach, and I was trying to play it after this, but I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna save it for another. He was out there breaking it down. Okay, he was out there getting them to play house music, and I had to record it,
Oh,
and it was
man.
hilarious. I
Don't
was like,
embarrass me.
"This man out here breaking ankles." Okay, so. You guys know today's show is about, listen, we're starting a series called How to Thrive in a Drought, How to Profit When Things Are Down. Today's show is, while we were gone, we were out there living our best lives. We saw all kind of Europeans they smoking cigarettes, eating breakfast, going on about their day. And so you wouldn't even know Ukraine was going on. You wouldn't even know things were going crazy. And so, while we've been gone, if you could in the chat, drop what's the gas prices in the city or state you're in right now. Because a lot of you have been like, oh, gas prices. And I'm over there like, eating shrimp on the beach. Like, what are you talking about? So if you don't know who my co-host here is, his name is DJ the Money Coach, ABCs of Wealth, the Pom Pom Lifestyle. DJ, give yourself a short introduction so we can hit on to some of our topics tonight.
Hey, I'm just the financial education guy who helps people get consumer debt free, build passive income through business, real estate, and leveraging the tax laws. And at one point in time, I had $60,000 worth of debt and earned a 525 credit score. And I read a book, and in 12 months, it went to 700, and then to 824. And in 3 years, I became consumer debt free. And 6 years later, I became a six-figure passive income earner with a seven-figure net worth. And I've worked with over 25,000 people coast to coast in 2 decades. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So, a lot of you guys, if you could drop how much gas is in your city in the chat, and drop if you have a truck or SUV. Now, DJ Bay Coach, we have several topics today, but one of the first topics I wanted to hit on is gas prices. Now, something that happens every time gas goes up. I've seen it like clockwork. Now, I was going to name one of my videos this week called Trucks and SUVs Are for Business Owners Only. And my friend said, why are you saying that? I said, because only people who own a business just literally drive all day long, all night long in SUVs and dually 450s and just drive and don't care because it's a part of their business expenses, right? Whenever I start seeing gas prices go up, the guy or girl who was just kind of faking the funk is back in a Honda Civic. They're back in the Nissan Altima. They're back in the baby car. What are some types of things they can do as far as the financial education side to kind of fight against high gas prices?
Well, Erica, there's a hidden little secret that only a few people know about. Grocery stores, major grocery stores, and convenience stores, they actually have a rewards program that if you get their reward cards, Erica,
Mm-hmm.
and you spend $500 a month consistently for 3 consecutive months, they actually will give you $1 to $1.25 off per gallon at their gas station, i.e., Kroger, i.e., Save a Lot, i.e., Piggly Wiggly. Grocery stores like that, if you ever see that aisle that has the multiple different gift cards that you can get, if you
Mm-hmm.
get their particular gift card in a rapid reward program and you spend $500 a month, they will give you up to $1 to $1.25 off per gallon. I actually have a video from 2015 when I was in Vegas, and I actually literally showed people when gas in Vegas was like $3.25, and I
Mm-hmm.
actually put my code in, and the gas was 79 cents a gallon. That's one of the things you can do from a hack. So these types of programs, you have to ask them at the corporate level, so they don't advertise them. Okay, so instead of like you go and get that 3 to 5 cents off, there's also credit unions that give you 15 to 20 cents off for using their credit card at certain institutions and rapid rewards. So that's the first thing that you can do. Okay.
USAA is really good about it too. They've been really doubling the points. A lot of times when people complain about gas, like I'm not even joking, two of my friends messaged me on Instagram. They're like, "Why are everybody complaining about gas?" And I go, "Honey, you got it." Like me and you, like we almost do become tone deaf because we don't deal in those conversations. There's a event I go to in Dallas. Every dude there pulls up in a big old F-150 plus. They pull up in a Lambo. They pull up in really big fancy cars that require gas, and they don't even think twice. It's a part of it. Now, perfect. Someone said here. Marlon said he had to park the pickup and pull out the little sedan, right? And then DC Appliance Repair said when you have a business, you don't even notice it. You pass it off to the consumer. Exactly, right? One of my friends here was quote calling roofing companies. And one of the most famous roofing companies that ran ads all the time, Kangaroo Roofing, was like, "Well, yeah, it's $50 to come to your house and do the estimate." Oh, I can't believe it's not free. Now, free estimates are from guys and girls who don't have no money. They're trying to build their client base. Everything else uh you're going to be, it's going to be documented, right? It's going to cost something.
So
So
then,
the
yeah. So then the second thing you could do, Erica, they have out there, they have those apps that actually give you percentages back on the apps themselves that you can build up like a rebate reward program as well, Erica. So a
mhm.
lot of times in the trucking industries and the transportation industry, they give us considerable amount of rebates
Yeah.
to owner occupied operators. So the
Mhm.
same thing happens in the app world. So all you want to do is you want to Google the app that actually has the connecting network, and you'll get an additional 5 to 20 cents per gallon. Okay.
Mhm.
So those are the first two things that you can do. Absolutely. Okay. And then with Discover Card, Chase, USA, they have quarterly rebates specifically for gas purchases, and some of them pay up to as high as 6%. So you should do those. So those are three things you do. So number one, go to your local main grocer,
Mhm.
find out what their internal reward program is pertaining to gas and how much money you have to spend per month on groceries, and apply for that. Okay.
Mhm.
Number two, get into the rebate app program, and you'll get a percentage of 5 to 20 cents off. Okay. And then number three, you want to go ahead and look at your overall expenditures and actually start to plan out your A to B trips. What do I mean by that? If I have to go to the laundromat, the dry cleaner, and the grocery store, I'm
Mhm.
going to plan that out, Erica, and make that one trip versus three trips.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And then I'm also, another hack is that you have to understand gas prices intermittently change on Wednesday mornings and Friday mornings, typically in most urban communities. So
And
you can
most people
actually,
wait till Friday, payday.
right, right.
Mhm.
So these are some of the things that you can do to hack the system, and you will automatically start to see a 5 to 20%, savings by just incorporating the discipline to do this. Because this ain't going away anytime soon. But the most important piece that most people can control is planning their trips, their miscellaneous trips. And I used to always challenge people to say, hey, why are you going 1 minute over here to the laundromat, next minute going to the grocery store, second minute going to the department store, and you can put them in one trip. Yeah. And just doing that will save you time and money. So that's a hack in of itself. But the biggest hack is finding out what your major grocer has as a rapid rewind program for spending X amount of dollars in that grocery store on a monthly basis. And it's usually 3 consecutive months of spending $500 per, and they'll give you up to $1.25 per gallon in most of their metropolitan areas. And in some areas, they'll give you up to $2 per gallon, but they don't advertise this. This is usually for your VIP customers and your frequent flyer mile people where they want to retain your business based on your value. So just like with your rewards for your planes, it's the same thing in your gas in your grocery stores. And if you don't believe me, all you got to do is look at one of those, shows where they have those people doing all the shopping and buying all the groceries and stuff and getting paid to shop.
Yep.
It comes from the same system.
Right. So again, DCNF Appliance Repair said straight facts about free estimates. I don't trust any business providing free estimates. So let me someone in the chat said, oh, it's too much competition in Maryland to do that. Now let me make it very clear. When you're a new upstart, yeah, you're going to go give free estimates to build up your book of business. But most people who do extreme quality business, they don't do free estimates. They don't go to visit your house for free. They literally do work by referral only. Like the busiest contractors are the best. People who aren't busy are newer and trying to grow a book of business. So it's something, even in the industry when people are like, "Oh, I'm not paying for anything." You're like, "All right, dude." Like, okay. Yes, somebody said in the comments that I sound under the weather. I have been under the weather. We're turning a curve here. We're getting better. So, someone said they're in the suburbs of Atlanta, 429. Hubby and I work from home, so we haven't been affected. We charge our Tesla from home, and we are free charging stations. So, the reason I bring this up as I start out the show about gas is sometimes as a person who I literally just go put the credit card in the pump and don't pay any attention. Haven't for years. Now there used to be a time where I'd be like, oh my God, how much money do I have in my bank account? What do I have to spend? And I get that, right? I understand that I'm not tone deaf, that I don't understand you guys' plight, but I want you to get to a point of financial freedom in terms of not, oh my God, we have $15 for the week, right? Like that's the worst type of living. And I don't want people to live like that. That's why we do this show. That's why I bring DJ the Money Coach on. That's why he has assessment programs and different things that we're going to talk about. Because at the end of the show, we're going to talk about not investing and being debt free is a position of defense. And that'll be towards the back end of the show. But the next thing I had on the list is DJ. I did a video a couple days ago about $80 billion in cash out refinances happened in the real estate industry. And people were freaking out. They're like, oh my God, all these people taking cash out of their house. It's like 2008. And I said, no, it's less than 1% of people actually taking any equity out of their homes. And I believe it's really the landlords who have tenants that aren't paying that are like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get some cash out refi. I'm going to make some other investments for these non-performing investments, and I'm going to keep it pushing. What are your thoughts on the $80 billion in cash out refinance going on in our market?
That's why you brought that up, because I was actually talking to a couple of members earlier today. And first thing is, before you do a cash out, you need to assess your assets. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because there's a lot of creative vehicles out here that are deceptive, kind of like a reverse mortgage.
Yeah.
So you'll get these low introductory prices, but it's like my grandfather used to tell me, Erica, the big print giveth, the little print taketh away.
Right.
Okay. So as a hedging, yes, once I had an assessment and I see that I can increase my cash flow and leverage my debt to income ratios on assets that have appreciated very well, then it's wise for you to take that money out and go to cash and then acquire other assets that are going to be available at a lower price point, because cash and lines of credit are king right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's first and foremost. Okay. The second thing is, I want to make sure that I'm still assessing and executing my 2 to 3 year plan prior to this super inflation. So you shouldn't be reactionary and panicking right now.
Uh
That's the first thing I want to say to everybody. The second thing is if you can get access to actually take the money out, go into a lower term, meaning if I had as an investor a 30-year term and I can actually go into a 25, a 20, or a 15 and still take out that cash, then I'm going to do that. Here's what I caution you not to do. Don't get the cash and go back into the same term you had from 5 to 10 years ago, because in essence, you actually got duped. What do I mean
huh.
by that? Let me give you an example. I got $1,000 mortgage, right, on $100,000 house. This is hypothetical, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paying 5%, right? But I bought that house in 2012. So if I bought the house in 2012, I've got 120,000 that I made in payments on a $100,000 house. I should own that house already, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now I go cash out right now, and I take out, $30,000, and I lower my payment by 250, but I go right back into, guess what? Another 30.
Mm-hmm.
And Erica, you will be surprised that savvy investors make this mistake. This
Right.
is called the 50-25 rule. Okay? So I want you to write this down, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching this in a replay, you need to understand what the 50-25 rule is, because most mortgage bankers, most mortgage loan operators have no clue what this is. It's called the 50-25 rule. What that 50 means is the percent of the term. So if I got a 30-year term at the 50% mark, that's the 15th year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? 25% represents the typical equity you would have at that 15th year if you were just making basic payments. Because in the first 14 years, you're paying primarily interest because it's a front loaded
Yes.
interest payment.
Like cars and everything else.
Exactly. Because if you default, they got their money. Do you
They got their
understand?
money first.
So you need to understand the principle of the 50-25 rule. Now, if you have done right by the 50-25 rule, it's now 2022, and you actually have now paid mostly principal, and you have more than 25% equity, you got 50% equity. So guess what you do, Erica? Instead of going into a 30, you go into a 15,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to pay a lower interest rate, and you may have the same mortgage payment, but you can afford it, and you still get the cash out pretty much free. That's
Yeah.
called the 50-25 rule. And that's the first rule that I go over with people when they even talk about home equity lines of
Yep.
credit or refinance, because they're clueless about it. And then when you bring it to your mortgage loan originator, mortgage banker, they pretty much don't have any idea, because they're trying to sell you a product to get a
Yep.
commission. And what you also don't realize, Erica, is that the yield spread premium, which is the difference between your APR and your annual interest that you pay, and a lot of people never even think about it. Well, the APR is 3.5, but the regular annual is 3.75. What is that? Because that's front loaded commissions and kickbacks to the originator.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And the reason why I know this, ladies and gentlemen, is because number one, I used to be an owner in a mortgage banker company before the Great Recession
Reset.
in
Mm-hmm.
2008. So again, the 50-25 rule, real simple. If I start out with a 30-year mortgage, I'm in the 15th year of it, I'm paying $1,000 a month. Person comes to me and say, hey, I can get you $500 a month and lower your payments. You're excited, but then you go right back into a 30 and you
Mm-hmm.
gave back $120,000 of equity.
Yeah. So I always people said, Eric, you need to clarify what's a cash out refinance. So when it comes to homes and equity, a lot of people are experiencing like this equity boom, this appreciation boom, especially here in Austin. Not even 3 years ago. Some homes are 275 are now 499. So here's how it is. People will either get a HELOC. You saw Wells Fargo and Bank of America cut down a lot of their HELOCs. They had to like slow it down because people were panicking, right? Number two, people do a cash out refinance. It's got all this equity in their house and they get cash back, right? But because Texas put in laws, you can't go over 80%, right? Because that's why Texas didn't really get hurt into 2008, because they never let you go over, right? In California, people were doing 130% over. It was insane. Third is sell your house, right? A lot of people uh, don't understand the starter home situation. They don't understand like what that comes out of. And I'm literally watching one girl on Instagram who, people love her story because she adopted this little girl. And they're like, oh man. She's like, well, I'm moving to an apartment. People are like, what happened to your house? And she's like, it's my parents' starter home. My mom started working a second job, and my parents just said, why don't we just sell the starter home, take that money, pay off all our debt, so your mom doesn't have to work a second job. Now, immediately as I listened to her, I already like, no, because I heard the parents paid off cars with an S, other debt, credit card debt, so that their mom didn't have to work a second job. And I'm like, their budget is already out of whack. If they're doing all that, they're literally selling their starter home to pay off debt. In 5 more years, they'll be back in more debt. They'll be back in another car debt. They'll be back in more credit card debt. There's a lifestyle issue there. And
Yeah,
that's what people don't want to hear.
absolutely. And so here's the positive side of refinance and cash out is that you can literally do the arbitrage.
Hmm.
Okay. So if I look at the arbitrage and I look at if my current debt that I am servicing percentage wise, Erica, is multiplying against me, and then I can get a lower term interest and a shorter, time in debt, then
Hmm.
that typically identifies that it is the right time for you to refi or the home equity line of credit. Okay. But
Hmm.
again, before you start talking to mortgage brokers, mortgage bankers, you should assess your situation with an assessment and a plan and a risk tolerance questionnaire. And see, I hear you right now. You say, oh, DJ, you saying that because that's what you do. I don't care who you do it with. That's the rule of success.
Yeah.
That's how you stay out of the poverty line and the bankruptcy line and the purchasing short sale line and the REO line, because I assess myself and then I look at the servicing debt and then I leverage it accordingly so that I am in position of power.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Hmm.
So when you do that, it'll tell you if you should refinance home equity line or not, because every situation is not equal.
Equal.
Okay. And that's when people start following the group herd,
Yeah.
mentality.
Well, most people don't wake up to the last minute anyway. Right. And this is why I'm such a big pushback against like being a real estate agent. Everybody's like, I'm gonna be a real estate agent or I'm gonna be a wholesaler. And I'm like, there's a bajillion different careers inside real estate that you can get into real estate, get in the game. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be a this. I'm like, there's a million different
And
ways to get into the game.
I'll be an appraiser and an adjuster right
Yeah.
now. That's what,
Like
man, and a,
we
and a
we
notary.
we literally have people in the comments going, well, I was a appraiser and it didn't get paid that much and da da da. I'm like, did you ever travel for the storms? No. Okay, then what are you talking about? Right? You got
Man,
people who travel for storms for 6 weeks.
FEMA gives up so much amazing money to
Hmm.
adjusters and appraisers. It's ridiculous. Again, it's a lot of times what you don't know that
Hmm.
hurts you versus again what you think you do know. And again, that access is the most important player in our community, Erica.
Hmm.
And you and I both know that. So again, what I'm gonna say to you, ladies and gentlemen, is that first, assess your situation, put it down on paper, look at my servicing debt, and if I can lessen my time in debt and my interest rate, which is most debt is a function of time over interest, then it will show you if the indicators are right for you to actually refi cash out, or home equity line of credit. Okay. And once you've done those three, you talk to your CPA, look at the
Hmm.
tax ramifications, talk to your advisor, and now pull the trigger. Because here's the thing, there's no rush. Yes, interest rates have gone up, but they're still historically low than where they were 3 years ago. You
Hmm.
see what I'm saying? So if you rush into making a reactionary move, 9 out of 10 times you're going to suffer for it on the back end. And then you also have to have the ability to negotiate your actual fees that you're paying for the refi. The cash out refi is going to cost you more in basis points. You need to know
Hmm.
that. The
Yeah.
home equity line has, little hidden, pinpoints on it of when
Hmm.
you can pay it back, how much you can get, et cetera, et cetera. So unless you are an expert at doing this, sit down and get that advice, because it will save you thousands of dollars, literally. Okay.
Hmm.
That's the first thing we do. If it's conducive and everything's right, then yes, if I got equity, I need to get up more cash flow to offset the actual super hyperinflation. Then I should do it after I've done the assessment with, again, the licensed professional.
Yeah.
See that? The licensed professional. The people that have been doing this and have been through it. So right now, Erica, I'm talking to, I'm not talking about you personally, I'm talking about generically speaking to the
Mm-hmm.
audience. I would go talk to somebody who made it through the Great Recession from 2008 to 2012 and ask them what did he or she do
Mm-hmm.
systematically, accountability, and discipline to help them stay above the fray.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would take their advice because
Yeah.
this is the same situation right now. Gas is higher than it was then, right now.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, only 1% are refis, and that's actually lower than it was back then.
Yeah.
Those are facts. And you know how I know? Because I've been through three catastrophic financial situations in my life. I've been
Mm-hmm.
through 2001, I've been through 2008, and
Mm-hmm.
now I'm here. I seen this video, so I'm not panicking. That's why you and I can be out living our pom-pom life, plenty of money, peace of mind, because we already seen the video and we have the teams in place to execute without panic.
And so, folks, this leads us into our next segment: is where are you guys looking to travel? Drop it in the comments. So I want to share this clip because I thought it was hilarious. Because what I realize is, um, so many people aren't really. Here it is.
Nothing. But like, I just really want to know, is it like a scammer class or something out here? Not that I'm in y'all business or nothing. But like, I just really want to know, is it like a scammer class or something out here? Not that I'm in y'all.
So I hope everybody heard that. uh she basically says when you see everybody taking lavish trip after lavish trip, are people scamming? And what's funny is she's got 8,000 likes, but her whole post is, hey, you can do it too. Google Flights, Hopper, Travel Zoo, Sky Scanner. Flexibility is the key. And then the last part, it says hope for a third round of PPP loan. So I wanted to bring this up because what happens is the social media is the best and the worst thing ever. I watched a guy the other day. I respect him a lot, but he was like, all these women, they got a old sugar daddy so that they can pay their bills. And I really wanted to laugh because I'm like, if they've got a roommate, or if they're traveling to very cheap places, like me and you talked about this, going to Africa was like, if you took the cheap seats, it was $1,200 the whole way there. It was, I mean, it was fun. It was, if you took cheap. Now I didn't. I took first class, but it really wasn't that expensive. And when you actually start looking at the prices, people living out of New York, they're paying $400. People living in Atlanta, they're paying $400 to get to Europe. Once you're in Europe, the flights are like $50. The train is cheap. And so I keep seeing people, oh my God, these people, they must be scamming and doing all, and I'm like, you guys aren't planning your life. You're
Mm,
reacting to your life. And this is the most clear thing. You're gonna see so many people travel, like insane level of travel, because they were already panicking. They're like, the interest rates, Erica, the interest rates and gas prices, these airlines are gonna crash in the stock market. I said, y'all, I know people who have planes booked every month for all the way for a year from now. All the way for a year from now. I literally know a girl who she's a teacher, and she makes 104,000 in New York, and she plans her trips out because those students is bad. Okay, she plans her trips out. And so what's so funny to me is we have a society of probably about 110 million Americans that make $35,000 a year or less, and they're not even budgeting their money. That's the scary part. Now, look, 35,000 isn't a lot to budget. I'm not gonna be delusional, but you and me both know travel is not as expensive as people are making travel out to be. You got people who spent half the pandemic in Mexico renting $30 a night apartments.
yep, hostels and everything.
So if someone's a business owner, how can they incorporate this travel in their business the right way? And you're a planner, so you tell them the right way. And I'm going to read off some of the places people have while you think on the answer. We got Las Vegas. We got the Bahamas, Alaska. Alaska's worth it. I lived in Alaska as a kid and also went last year. It's completely worth it. It's not cheap travel though. I'll make that very clear. Someone said they in Hartford, Connecticut. They know travel to a winter. Someone Someone said they're going to a camp in an Amish country in Ohio this weekend. Someone said they want to do Mexico and France. Someone said Jamaica. I'm where everybody's coming, Florida. Well, you got to go somewhere else, Rebel. Someone said Ukraine. Listen, I had to cancel my ticket to Ukraine, y'all. I had a ticket for Croatia, Montenegro, and Ukraine. The Ukraine part I did cancel. Um, yeah, flights throughout Europe, super cheap, super cheap. He said he wants to go to California. Yeah.
People's Republic of California.
Someone said Aruba, Washington in May. Aruba. Yeah, I want to go to Washington too to see the mountain thing they have there. Exactly. When you're in Europe, you can travel to Spain, France, and Germany. Yeah, super cheap.
Yeah, for
Someone said
man,
Sweden.
20, 30 euros. 20, 30, 40
Yeah.
euros.
So talk to us. How
Yeah.
can people travel but incorporate it in their business so it's not this insane thing,
Okay.
Not Tinder Wonderland, but just a part of
Right.
their business.
So first thing is set up the corporation.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is set up your bylaws. Third thing is assign. Had something just flying.
I was like, "You okay?" Oh crap!
I'm
Like,
sorry about that.
who's
Something just flew out of.
attacking
Yeah.
you?
So first thing is corporation setup. Second thing, bylaws. Third thing is set up your friend's benefit plan under Cafe Rule 125,
Everybody,
which is
did
the
you hear that?
IRS
Say
code.
it again. Say it
Cafe
again.
Rule 125, which is the
Mm-hmm.
IRS code. So when I went to Zanzibar, the law says the first time you step foot on a appears to be a vacation trip, but it's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be business.
Mm-hmm.
You have to conduct business for half of that first day. This is the law. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you should put on number 4, your calendar. I'm going to Zanzibar. I'm going to Aruba to conduct business to see Bill or Kevin, which is
Mm-hmm.
my contact in Zanzibar.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, I now allocate a percentage of our gross revenues to that trip. Okay. So as soon as I get off the plane, Erica, I
Mm-hmm.
went directly to the site and I spent 4 hours going over the development, the site, the plans, and what the execution price is. And at that point, the rest of my trip was 100% legal, ethical, and moral tax write off. Now, what I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I am not a tax accountant. I am not a CPA. I just play one on TV. So
Mm-hmm.
the first thing you should do before executing what I just told you is sit down with your CPA, your tax attorney, and to verify how Cafe Rule 125 works. And then you can literally and legitimately and legally, ethically write off 100% of your corporate tax workation.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works. And so typically, I'm going to plan this 30 to 60, preferably 90 days in advance, just like you do, Eric. Because what the IRS will come in, they'll look at your calendar, they'll look at your bylaws and the codes to see if you're doing customary and ordinary transactions pertaining to vacations that are workations, disguised. I mean, vacations disguised as workations, which are not because you
Mm-hmm.
have not met the parameters. Now, also, what you need to understand, ladies and gentlemen, if you're doing cleaning, which I think you did when we were out on the trip, if you have cleaning and, uh, dry cleaning, clothes getting
Yep.
done,
That was
you can
closed
do
down.
those within a frame and get those 100% written off as well. That's why
Mm-hmm.
it's so important to have a certified public accountant that he or she knows exactly what they're doing and plan out your itinerary for 12 months, best, no less than 60 days, and have all this I documented to back it up. And then you have to keep it for 7 years. Okay?
Right.
So
Right.
that's how you can actually leverage
In
and
them
write it
bylaws,
off
y'all.
legally, ethically, and morally sound. And it works all the time. And what you end up realizing that you can actually live on $100,000 a year, which people don't say that's a lot of money. It's
No,
not,
it's not a lot of money, even
but
though it's only 10%
right.
of the United States population making
But
that.
but but here
Yeah.
but here's the reality
Mm-hmm.
is that if I own no debt, consumable credit cards, and I actually take these trips, which is 10%, $10,000, I could take 4 great workations
Mm-hmm.
a year, every
Yep.
90 days, and live a lifestyle second to none. And the reason why I know this, Erica, because I've been doing this for 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I've sat down with 25,000 people, and I have major companies and corporations and banks come to me to teach this to their employers and their executives.
Yeah. Listen.
Melvin and I do this as professional.
You better stop beating that desk up.
I'm sorry.
They're probably gonna hear the microphone and be like, "Why is he
Yeah.
punching the microphone?"
So that's what you need to do. So don't take the trip and then try to backdate it and backlog it. That's a red flag. Okay, that's a red flag. Document it. Just like when you called me, I immediately put that stuff on my calendar, set up a real legitimate business meeting, and from there, everything was icing on the cake. So again, if you got $10,000 a year, it's a straight line by line write off under Cafe Rule 125, and you can take yourself 4 great workations every year and enjoy a better quality life just by executing those 3 strategies.
Right. And so even while we were on that trip, I missed the first day where I was going to be walking around with DJ and his family. And so I missed that. And so the first day when I got to Zanzibar, I filmed content with our hired photography and video guys so that I could have the GAF 125 rule, be qualified as a YouTuber. And so what's interesting is the people I was with, there were only a couple of them that were like 2 of them that were real actual full-time content creators. The rest were, nurses, travel nurses, and they didn't understand why I was like, hey, we got to film this right now today, outside, take pictures right now. They're like, well, just be easy to dinner. I'm like, no, right now. We got to do it right now. And a lot of people don't understand because, what I learned on this trip as well is like, a lot of folks are like, "Oh my god, my job, HR, I gotta write them so I can spend 2 more days in Dubai and we can do this." And I was sitting there like, "I can do whatever. I can go back home. I can stay here longer." What you really realize is the financial freedom you desire is options, not having to rush back to Houston or Atlanta because your job is like, "You better be here on Monday and stop playing with us after you fly 16 hours on a flight." Sorry, that's not worth it to me. Okay? So, I just wanna make sure y'all have that down, CAF 125 rule. This is live, Capricorn Way, this is live. I'm actually here. That's why I put live in the description.
It's live, baby.
It's live.
It's live. We live.
All the way
Right
live.
now.
Okay, so there's some great questions in here.
Sure.
It also
Go ahead.
segues to the next one.
Shoot them at us.
California has it where you don't pay rent until June 2023. This is a landlord's nightmare. Well, 85% of LA's people are owned by small mom and pop landlords. And I think LA didn't realize, well, we're just going to keep doing this and it's not going to be a problem. Well, here's the conundrum. This is where I think a lot of people are refinancing and cash out refinancing these properties and taking that money elsewhere.
Right.
When they're in places like LA. You're not stranded as a landlord. It's not the end of the world. Now, if you want to just go, you know what, I'll sell this property and go on down the road, that is an option.
Yeah, that's when it's advantage point to actually refi home equity line of credit because of this idiocy of the liberal state tax of California. You follow me? So right now, if you're in Cali and you are a landlord and you can't collect rent until next year, which is crazy. But guess what? You and I have been through this experience in Detroit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We've been through this experience. We weathered the storm. You got 3 years. I had 18 months. And the reality is that you have to have, and this is where you got to have a good team together, ladies and gentlemen, because see, you get out here and you become an entrepreneur and you don't put a hedge plan in place right off the jump. You got to have a defensive strategy like sports. There's 3 legs to success in sports. Do you know that? There's an offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator, and a special team.
Yeah.
And you all are playing offense and don't even have a clue about defense because you think that you're never going to run into any challenges. That's why I say on these platforms, I always laugh that I don't take advice from somebody who has not lost some money, has not been through a storm and weathered the storm, because 1 or 2 things that happen here, Erica. Number 1, they're lying.
Yeah.
Or number 2, they just haven't had their turn at the turnstile where your money is stopped and things you can't control. And if you don't have a defensive strategy like playing chess, you're playing checkers, baby, and your life is going to be turned upside down.
And I remember this one lady saying, "Oh my God, but you lost $5,000." Or this other lady said, "You lost $10,000." And I said, "Let's do the math for 365 days. If I only lost $5,000, that's $13.60 a day.
Right.
If I lost $10,000, that's $26 a day."
And those are
And people are
those are paper
losing
losses.
their mind. Yeah, people are like, "Oh my God,
Right.
oh my God." I'm like, y'all, that's twenty six
Those
dollars a
those
day.
are those are paper losses, and then you can invoke, Rule 179,
Mm-hmm.
tax code 179, which is what? Depreciation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in one business, you can have losses that can be transferred to offset in another business.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why right now, a lot of people are in these LLCs and they're stuck because they've
Yep.
been doing the sexy thing versus what the corporation says and the tax laws warrant for times like this. And this is
Yep.
when you should be check up from the neck up. Here's what I mean, Erica. If your CPA, your attorney, your financial planner, your mortgage banker, your professional is not giving you information to get you to the next level and they're just being lazy and collecting checks from you, you need to fire them.
Well, at first, thank you, Diamond Dave, for the $5 super chat. Thank you for supporting the show. We are live, so yeah, super chat, support the show, y'all. Someone said right here, what you're talking about. Valerie Steele said, "My FA, I think they're mean a financial advisor, recommended I sell my home as opposed to renting it out after I moved for a job last year. I just this year got my first tenant, and I'm very happy with the outcome. Should I fire my, I think they mean financial advisor?"
Absolutely. Now
Let
let
her
me ask
know.
you a question.
Uh
Let
huh.
me ask you a question. If your advisor is making money for advice, should they be giving you the best advice for them or for you? I want you to go think about that, Valerie. Okay? Because again, if you had taken that person's advice, you would have been in a worse situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And again, you know what I'm gonna check? Hey, Mr. FA or Miss SFA, do you have property that you're selling? What are you doing? And there
Mm-hmm.
used to be this commercial where they would have financial advisors telling people all this advice, but they had no assets, but they
Mm-hmm.
trying to get money from people that are more wealthier than them. Nothing wrong with that if you're just starting out, but at the end of the day, you should be giving the rules and the advice of what you use for yourself to give success and help to your clients and your members, which most people don't do because they're under compulsion and they need the commission or the bonus, et cetera, et cetera. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
So that's important to know. And again, before you get advice from a financial advisor, did he or her do a plan for you and update the plan?
Yeah,
Does that make sense? Because
because the
if you
plan
are
has changed. Things have
right,
changed.
it's changing. Every 365 days, you're going to have two major events that occur in your life, either a positive or a negative, that you need to assess everything. You may have a new job. You may have just got married. You may have a new kid. Somebody
Mm-hmm.
may have passed away. At that point in time, if you have a will, a trust, and a plan, you need to make sure that that's covered in the current plan. If it's not, guess what, Erica? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You need to assess the plan and adjust it and make a new plan.
Yeah.
Because when we flew across the ocean, you know what? It wasn't a direct, itinerary. They were constantly making
Little
adjustments till we
adjustments.
got to our place. That's why they have a pilot, a co-pilot, and an
Yep.
autopilot.
Mm-hmm. And the military has a navigator. So, but that's a whole other conversation.
Exactly. So again, sit down before you make reactionary moves,
Mm-hmm.
plan checkers, play chess, devise a plan, assess your situation, see if you have a defensive strategy, not just an offensive strategy, and what's your special teams. Your special teams are Erica, who has access to opportunities that you don't know about in the classy climb or the smartphone millionaire. You
Or
see what
tax
I'm
liens.
saying?
Yeah.
I mean, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because without you, I'm not in Zanzibar. Even though you knew that was on my bucket list, it wasn't on my radar. But you
Yeah.
told me about it, and I had the opportunity to take advantage of it because my plan afforded me to do it.
Man, and y'all, and it's such a mental commitment. And I'm so grateful I did it because it broke my internet. I gotta be on the computer, gotta check my phone. And it was like, guess what?
Man.
Verizon was being janky, wasn't having it. laptop. I had to plug my laptop cord to the safe, y'all. I'm not even joking.
And
Only
you
reason I had a cord is the Chinese built the safes in the hotel. So they had Chinese electrical stuff, and it was like Chinese made it for America, and the other parts of the room were made by the British. So I'm sitting there plugging my laptop cord into the safe, y'all. And I had to stick my laptop in there anyway. And I was getting internet from my safe. It was the most ghetto thing. It was ghetto. And so I was like, you know what? This is a sign. Take off, relax,
man.
enjoy this opportunity, and go on about your day. Because
Ain't
these
you know
people
what?
are on poly poly time.
Hey, man, pole, baby.
Poly
Pole.
poly.
Pole. Hey, you know what? Ain't it something to just better turn off all that white noise and just enjoy life again?
Uh-huh. Jumbo. That's
That's
right,
right,
Jumbo.
baby. Asante Asana.
Asante sana. And so what's funny is there was a woman there who does. She was a business owner and she does eyebrows, and she was just like, just chill. And all the people who had jobs were like, oh Lord, we gotta get back to these jobs. And I was in there like, all right. Somebody said, when can we see the Zanzibar footage? It's coming. It's a lot, y'all. It's so much. I'm gonna give y'all a clip real quick, and then give DJ Money Coach clip, and then we're gonna go into some more conversation here on AMC, meme stocks, and reinvesting in your business. So give us a little second break here, y'all, and enjoy this. Some clips we have for y'all. Oh, whoops. Let's see if it'll do it. I'm trying to show y'all something cool, and the computer's like, not today. There we go. This is one of our drone footages. Is the internet being janky, y'all? Let me know. I feel like the internet, if it's working, put a one in the comments. But I kind of feel like the internet's being janky.
Yeah, it's kind of intermittent, but
Yeah.
man, but look at that view, baby.
And that's a sandbar, y'all. We're standing on the sand.
Oh,
There's no water.
that's the one that I missed right before the rock.
Uh-huh.
Ah,
We walked, y'all, and this is how I got a sea urchin in my foot. And I'm almost tempted to believe I still got some cool in my foot, DJ, because I'm
I,
literally
I still got the footage of that.
I literally
Hey,
made
you
DJ
made
take a
me take
picture.
pictures.
I made DJ take a picture of my foot because I was like, something's in my foot. Something's in my foot. Okay, if that one's janky, I got a different one. Let me give y'all a different one.
And you know what the great thing is to be able to go around the world and hang out with your friends, man. That was so awesome. That was so awesome. Thank
All
you.
right, let me see if this one will do. Because, listen, the feet is the feet, y'all.
Gotta have this amazing drink. This is a pom-pom lifestyle. I'm not telling you, no joke. It's real, baby. But guess what? We put the work in. That's right. Four dirty little words. That's right. Discipline, accountability. Plug into a system of people that are doing what you want to do in life. And number four, do the work. And in 3 to 5 years, I said 3 to 5 years, not 3 to 5 minutes, not 3 to 5 months, not 3 to 5 days. 3 to 5 years, you can be consumer debt free. You can have a six-figure passive income. You can own businesses. You can buy real estate and leverage the tax laws and have a pom-pom lifestyle. There's plenty of money, peace of mind. Come join us on the beaches of the World Club. Show them that beach.
Did that one play, y'all?
Yes, it did.
Okay, good.
Hey, I want I
Uh,
want to I want to show them some beautiful garments.
did you get it made?
This
I'm
is
jelly.
handmade. This is
I
handmade.
bought I bought all this fabric, and I'm going by the African lady. She's like, "Come on in. Come on in. I'll tape you.
Can you see
I'm
this?
still I see it." She was like,
Handmade.
I'll measure you, and it'll be like $5." So we had men on our trip, y'all, who bought fabric and had whole suits made, like multiple suits made while they were there. And we went to this one place, and the lady was like, there was a dress, and the top was just not right, right? It was just the top wasn't nice. The girl was like, "Man, if this was a skirt, I'll buy it." She's like, "How long y'all got?" She was like, "Nah, we got 4 hours before we got to leave." She's like, "I can do it. $4. I can go ahead and turn this thing into a skirt real quick. And so for me, if I go back in August or I go back later this year, there's a couple different places on my list to go to. I'm getting clothes made while I'm there. I'm thinking
You know
about when I
what?
go to Mexico too. I'm gonna just take some of that fabric with me and be like, "Hey, can you make me some this?"
I almost feel bad about. I think I spent about $80 and came back with 4 backpacks,
Mhm.
4 shirts, high
Mhm.
quality, all handmade for us.
I believe it.
Man,
Um, this one before we go into AMC real quick. What about the free land in Africa you mentioned? So I was on a plane and I was going back, and this is when I was starting to feel bad. This is when I was starting to feel sick, and it was like empty seats on the plane, and then two ladies are smashed up beside me, and I'm like, why? Get up and move, right? And so I'm sitting there, and an Indian couple puts their seat all the way back, and I'm like, are y'all for real right now? This cannot be real life. So I got up and moved. I told the lady I need to move now. So they let me move. They're just like, okay, okay. They let me move. Well, the lady beside me was from Chicago because immediately I looked at her and said, now you ain't African. Okay. I know what American black look like. A foundational black American looks like when I see one. How you doing? Where you going, baby? Oh, I'm going to Chicago. Oh, you are? Me too. Okay. Then she starts talking to me and tells me, and this is like, this is how I know I'm getting sick, y'all. By the end of talking to her, I was so sick. I was like, I have to move seats. I have to lay down. Um, And so she's telling me she's from Chicago. She's clearly in her 50s. And I said, well, how'd you get out here in Zanzibar? Well, my nephews met women on the internet. And I was like, okay, where's this going? And she's like, they wanted to get married to them. They basically made the commitment before they got out here to marry them once they got there. So she came with them because, their family was a little scared, like, hey, they about to kidnap these boys. What's about to happen? So, of course, they get there, they get married. They've been there for 7 months, everything's straight. They married the women, no problem. And she'd been there and she's like, I miss my kids. Yeah, they're grown and living their own lives, but I want to go see them. And when I come back, I'm going to Zambia for free land. And I said, free land? What are you talking about? She said, oh, yeah, girl, they got all this free land. Now, people corrected me later in different Facebook groups that I'm in that really she'll be paying like $500, which if you're American, $500 ain't no damn money. It's free. If you're African, yes, $500 is some money. But if you're American from Chicago, $500 ain't shit, okay? And so, and she said in her Facebook group, it's a bunch of Black Americans who've been searching all over, looking for free land, looking for opportunity, and that's how they found the land in Zambia, and they're going to pay $500 and each get their own plot and build together. And there's several YouTubers who are doing this. This woman don't even know about YouTube. She's just a woman from Chicago who went with her nephews because they were scared their nephews might get kidnapped, which is so funny to me. But and she's just like, I miss my kids. Want to go home and see my kids for a bit, and then I'll come back. And I want y'all to understand that the investing opportunities in the world are everywhere, right? You got a lot of Indian folk who literally pick up and move their whole life over somewhere else. You got people, Indian folks in Jamaica buying land, and yet we as Americans will sit here and argue me down on the internet about tax lien investing, buying some land. I found a $10,000 land plot in Temple, Texas. I'm gonna build on it and make it a rental, and people will fight me tooth and nail about it. But there's no such thing as really free land. There's money that can. There's a certain amount of money you can spend in business. Um, and so that's something I just want to touch base on before we go into AMC. Again, I'm gonna read some of these because some of y'all are members of the Classy Climb members. So she said I do loan signings and there's so many refinances happening. Great to hear all things that. She said I use a firm to lay away flights to lock in the price and pay later. Okay. Thank you, Diamond Dave, again for a great show. Diamond Dave did a preview of his laws of game on dating as a business owner. And I'll be very clear. Like, I haven't finished watching it, but I'm going to tell you right now. You pretty much get stuck on Friday, Saturday, Sunday with the rest of the crowd. And you have to really convey to a man or woman, like, hey, this is my schedule and I really don't talk to this time of the day. So I did hear some of it, though. Thank you, Say Hey Kid, for a 49 super chat. Thank you, John Ditza. Would you recommend month-to-month rentals instead of 12-month leases to avoid people not paying? No, I've been on a month-to-month for a long time, and the company here was like, what can we do? It looks so bad on our books to have so many month-to-month people. We'll take off $400 a month till you move into your new house. And I was like, okay, I'll sign the lease till the house is done. So That's just the thing. Yeah, the sea urchin wore me out, y'all. It wore me out. For $5 is really what it was. Um,
Yeah, I wouldn't do that because they also can just move out on you just like that.
exactly.
You have no permanent income, and also for
Mhm.
your, revenues to actually get your lines of credit, you need to have, permanent contracts versus
Mhm.
month to month. Only do month to month in, extenuating circumstances. And if you do month to month, make sure you're charging them about 30% more to incentivize them to actually become a permanent, tenant versus a, transient tenant.
Mhm.
Okay. So that's very important. You incentivize them the correct way, or just like Erica, give them a discount deep enough, they will
Mhm.
commit to a 12-month lease.
They were
Okay.
like, "We'll do anything because this is
Yeah.
just it looks bad on our books." And I was like, "Well,
Right.
I'm going moving to my new house, so there really
No.
ain't no point in this."
And
They're
then
like,
only time you do month to month as a
mhm,
owner is that when you're actually trying to turn over the property,
unit.
do
Mhm.
some rehab and stuff like that, so you can get them out without having being trapped by the contract itself and the litigious liberal laws. If you're in a liberal state, that's the only reason why I would recommend that you do a month to month. But 98% of the time, ladies and gentlemen, I need a permanent contract because that actually increases my line of credits that I can get from the banks, the lenders,
Mhm.
the private equity situations, and that shows stability, most importantly for you. Okay.
For sure.
And then
Uh,
what you also want to do is give you a tip on that. If you have somebody that pays late, is you have to create a contract that incentivizes them with the right penalties that actually is a contract separate from the laws of the state that actually
mhm.
will increase the accountability of them actually paying you on time. And one of the hacks I did, nah, I can't get that to you. I can't get that to you. I'm sorry.
Save it for your training. Save it for your training.
Yeah, yeah. You have to get that in the master class.
All right, everybody. So here is I'm ending this part in this segment off with this, and then DJ Mini Coach will give quick intro to some of the specials they're offering. So this is important, and I want y'all to understand. If you watch this channel, you've heard me talk about zombie businesses. If you remember me talking about zombie business, put a one in the comments. If you don't, I made a whole separate video on the Just Stock Profits channel. It'll release tomorrow, talking about the AMC entertainment, right? And people are like, oh, in meme stocks, this is silly. Who cares about this? And this is such an educational point. So many people were like, diamond hands, I'm going to keep the AMC stock forever and not have any movement. And so what ended up happening is AMC made so much money from this meme stock rush to purchase it, talk about it, all this traffic. You had um, hedge funds, you had family offices, you had all kind of people investing in it, right? So lots of money got moved around. So your first thing you think is, well, AMC, why aren't they buying Regal? Why aren't they buying some of these other small people? Because that's usually what zombie businesses do. They go buy other companies to kind of shore up the zombie business, right? So just like you see somebody in their business only in the definition of a zombie business, y'all, is they have enough money to cover their bills, but they don't have enough money to reinvest or create new products and services. That's the problem that happened with Toys R Us. They were stuck in this loan repayment, right? And this is like the average American. They have so many payments. If they miss a payment, everything falls down, right? Well, AMC got such a flush of money that first thing people think is, well, I guess they're still going to hold on. They're not going anywhere. As you can see from the end of this pandemic, people started going back to the movie theaters. They started doing lots of travel. They started really going to spend time with family and friends and concerts because of the needed to do it. These companies were actually learning how to be lean. And all of a sudden, $56 million in equity investment from who? Eric Sprout and AMC Entertainment. And guess what Hinecroft is? It's a mining for gold and silver. Now, my biggest argument to you guys always is your business. Like when people talk to me about side hustles and side income and getting all this money, and I go, listen, the best investment you will have is shoring up the thing that pays you the most, right? That gives you the most money, that puts the most money in your pocket. And now people say, well, Eric, I don't trust people who are YouTubers. They'll say anything. YouTube is a big pusher of income for me monthly, anywhere from 20 to 50K a month income out of YouTube. I don't care to tell y'all that. It don't matter. You know why it don't matter? Because it doesn't affect where I can take that money and put it into other investments, right? The best investment is in myself. That's why you see when we talked about the CAF to say it again, CAF, what number?
Cafe
Not
125.
Cafe 125. We talked about these things and people invest in travel every semester and almost every quarter. Y'all see me at a conference. Y'all see me educating myself and y'all see me talking about buying land lots and restructuring payments because that's what real business is. I may get money into the main thing. What can I do to improve the main thing? AMC looked at itself and said, we're not going to buy other movie theaters. We're not going to make a bunch of movies. That's what Netflix and Redbox did. We're not going to go do a bunch of film festivals. We're not going to do any of that. We're going to take this money and we're going to put it in that mining and gold and silver over there. We're going to put it in an investment that makes sense. And this is something I want y'all to do. And as we talk about this, this is why I'm bringing this up. Now, I have a whole video on Just Stop Profits that'll come out tomorrow on it. But I want you to apply this ideal to yourself, right? This is why when people start talking about Erica, like, oh, what should I invest in? Where should I move? How should I do this? The best investment is going to be in one, in yourself, and then two, shoring up the big bag. If you're the big bag, we got to shore you up. We got to get you in the massages. We got to get you a personal trainer. We got to get your health the best. Russell Wilson said he spends $1 million a year on his body. And people are like, I don't understand what he's talking about. Cryotherapy, massages, you name it. Being an elite athlete way late in life is a huge deal. And you've got to spend the money. So right now, Hinecroft is like 137. Again, this is not investment advice. This is just a disclaimer. Your girl did buy some, okay? AMC is $15.23. Both of them got some push the other day. But again, Mr. Sprout and AMC will each invest $27 million in cash in Hinecroft in exchange for 23 million units. Okay? Which is basically consisting of one common share. Okay? Do you understand what just happened there? Does everybody understand what just happened? Put a one in the comments if you understand. If you don't, it's okay. But this is, again, unlocking additional flexibility through balance sheet recapitalization. This is a really great article explaining what happened. Okay? Again, Hinecroft reached an agreement with his second lien holders, whereas the $50 million in new equity, it's gonna change things. But again, I don't want to bore y'all to death with this in this video. I just want to make sure y'all understand what's happening out there in the marketplace. That even companies like this, they're gonna take their money and reinvest in their biggest asset, which is their company, which is themselves.
That's right. Keep the main thing the main
The
thing.
main thing.
And what you also need to understand is what I share with people, Erica. You need to know what your hedgehog concept is.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Go get the book by Jim Collins, Good to Great. So what that basically means is number one, what's our passion, or basically what is our driving force? Number two, what is the niche within inside that driving force in a saturated industry that I can separate myself from the masses?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what is that? For Erica, that's the classic climb, the smartphone millionaire, and her
How to invest from your phone.
She's invest from her phone, and she's been doing this for 7-8 years consistently is her main thing. And then the third thing is, what is the economic bus that brings people in front of us at a lost leader to get you in front of the experts to prove who they are? So at the end of the day, your hedgehog concept and the master of the main thing keeps you staying afloat. In essence, what I say to people is invest in business, make that business make you money, and when you need to leverage the tax laws, take that revenue and acquire real estate. And through the real estate, get the cash flow and the tax leveraging through the proper entity structure, and you'll never have to worry about being unfree in this planet or this corporation called United States of America. But a lot of times, you know what happens, Erica? Everybody wants to get on the latest, greatest, hottest thing. They become a jack of all trades and a master of none, and then they basically run out of real estate or runway instead of staying on the main thing. You should be hunkering down right now on what you do best and do more of it to become the utmost expert in your industry. And then as a niche, people will pay you unlimited amount of money for what you do at your terms and your price. That's the reality of it.
Perfect what you just said on the main thing, and focus on that niche. You guys, I had a call with one of my consulting calls the other day. young lady. She's not that old. I think she's 47. She had a heart attack and a mini stroke, mini. Uh, and what she does is she has a semi truck that she runs. And all she does is get up, and this has been part of her recovery is literally booking loads, getting the BLLs, and releasing it. And I said, "Well, how has it been?" She's like, "It keeps me busy. It keeps my mind engaged, and I'm back up on my feet." And that's all she focuses on. She doesn't have a job. She makes sure that truck runs so she gets income from that truck. And I was so proud of her. And the same thing with one of my family members. All they do is run two trucks. They're retired and they're in their 70s, and that's all they do. And it's like when you niche down on something and you hammer on that one thing every day, you make it better. You increase its value. And that's why I want y'all to understand when I talk about YouTube or I talk about social media, I don't talk about it from this silly standpoint where all these people out here talking really crazy, inflammatory. There's one guy, he's trying to get Google AdSense, right? And he's already messed up his channel and he doesn't know how to fix it. And I said, now you did all that inflammatory, crazy mess. You got all this viral traffic from saying something crazy about women. And now you can't even get paid from it. You're not treating a business like a business. These YouTube can be extremely profitable. And what people don't understand is when they don't treat these things like a business, and if the average American's making 35,000 a year, they're making 3 grand. If you've got your house covered, you guys, and your car is paid off, you can play around in some of these business ideals and consistently do it for 6 months to a year. When you have no debt, that is a investment position is being debt free. That is a defense move. That's why when you see people all these channels talking about buying, stocking up on surplus and supplies and hoarding, that's a position. That's a defense position, and they don't have to buy future food. I never spend more than 50, 55 a week at the grocery store. And people are like, how do you do that? I go, I make a list. These are things on the list. These are the fruit and veggies. This is what we did. However, we know how many times a week we're going to eat out with friends. We already know these things. These things are scheduled. So the first line of defense is a budget. How much is coming in? What's going out? You can have all the vacations you want, but you got to plan them out for the next year.
Man, it's sad to say. I always tell people, hey, it's practical versus apply. You need to be in the application mode of your knowledge, not the practical reading the book, watching the show, because that's the sizzle. The steak is the applied application of learned knowledge. Okay? The steak is the applied application of learned knowledge. Because I always hear people tell us this, Erica, they come into our programs, oh, I know all this stuff. And I say, okay, are you doing it on the regular? Do you have a plan? Are you accountable to somebody? Are you disciplined? And the reality is you're not. So you're actually worse off. There's 3 types of people in the world. One person, they don't know the train is coming down the track. They got, ignorant bliss. They get ran over. It doesn't hurt them at all. They're just dead. Then you got the person that knows the train is coming, but they ain't getting off the freaking track. Then you have the person know the train is coming and they get off the track, baby. And that's the reality. You need to be the person that plans for that train coming down the track so you can get off of it, or be the one in ignorant bliss and you just find yourself, in the Heavenly Father's, house early to be there.
Listen, I'm not trying to laugh because that was a serious moment, but I want y'all to understand, like, I literally, I looked up, I had like 30 days of yes, because I'm not going to be fully all the way back, you guys, on YouTube. There's a lot of stuff I'm working on, trying to get this land surveyed and cleared and get this building project going. But I want you to understand that, like, I literally looked up basketball tickets and hockey tickets for the next 30 days. Like, I was like, hey friends, I'm really free. I'm on break. Let's go out. Let's go. People are like, I don't know if I can do it. And I looked up the price of the tickets, and you know what they were? $30,
Oh man.
$25, $45.
You know what tickets I got?
What?
I got, new edition, baby.
What tickets?
New edition.
Oh, new edition. Oh, the music.
New edition,
So
baby.
so like, Mother's Day shows, they got all kind of stuff going on. And when I look at the prices, I'm like, these tickets are so cheap. That's why it looks like people are out here living their best life every day. It's 25, $45. It's really, if you make the time, you guys.
Man.
Yes, she does do dispatch for her own truck, if that's what you're talking about. My family member, 6 of them went in, they're older, and they bought a cow. and they were literally just filling up them deep freezers. And I was just laughing about it. But that's the importance of knowing a farmer. So, but yeah, please tell us today, Mr. DJ, what is the special you guys are running real quick? And we'll close up the show with your special.
Oh yeah, so we're doing the back to basics refund to retirement.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's still, doing some tax returns and stuff like that. And we actually incorporating that with a master class, which we actually just did a master class before I came on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So the master class provides you with 2 hours of training from us, our CPA, our registered investment advisor. We take you through all of the rules of money, and then
Mm-hmm.
we show you how to incorporate the proper corporate structure. We show you how to take advantage of Cafe Rule 125, and then we show you STEAM, which is science, technology, entrepreneurship, and access to mentorship, and show you the and access to assets that you can qualify yourself for. I.e., right now, we're showing people how to invest in Zanzibar.
Mm-hmm.
We're showing people how to invest in mobile home parks. And then we're showing people how to raise capital under cooperative economics.
Mm-hmm.
So we are big proponents, Erica, for cooperative economics. So what we do is we help our members get themselves funded, private funding through our, streams of income. And then we
Mm-hmm.
show them how to get lines of credit. And then we show them how to crawl, walk, run. So right now, a program is normally uh, $2,000. You can invest for less than $200, and you get 2 consultations. So the first 10 people that see this on the replay and live, you'll get 2 complimentary consultations except for one. So you get me plus 2 more, one with my CPA and one with Melvin. So that gives you a grand total of 3, Erica, which in and of itself is $1,000 retail value, because we charge, X amount of hundreds of dollars per hour for our time. So for everybody that's watching this right now, since we literally got back from Zanzibar, we're going to show you how easy it is to crawl, walk, run to consumer debt freedom, financial independence, and start building assets under 3 steps to success, which is business, real estate, leverage the tax laws, and create dividends of profit tax-free up to $79,000 a year when you sit down with your CPA and your planner. And we're giving all of this right now. Next week, you can get into the program by taking advantage today and in the replay. And this is an amazing opportunity because we're going back to Zanzibar and the end of August, beginning of September, because we will be taking acquisition of 2 to 3 properties in May and June.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to get a head start up, or you want to get your business reassessed, or you want to learn how to refinance your property the proper way under Rule 5025, which I just explained to you, we're going to show you how to do that. But most importantly, Erica, I'm going to bring you licensed professionals. Again, ladies and gentlemen, in our 7 spheres of money, everybody on my team has a minimum of 15 years in the industry at the top level. Our CPA, James Lane Jr., he is a CPA of 30 plus years who have done billion-dollar tax returns for ExxonMobil. He handles entertainers, athletes, and franchises across the world. He has 3 offices in Oakland, Houston, and Atlanta, and they do nothing but top-tier taxes. There ain't no tax situation that his team has not seen. Then we have our attorney, Lisa K. Shebar, who used to be the #1
Hey,
trademark litigation attorney for McDonald's hamburgers. She handled all the international trademarks. She's been
mhm.
my attorney for 16 years. And
Hey,
then,
DJ, real
yes,
quick. Sorry. Tell your staff to send me another link. People are clicking the link and it's not working.
it's not working.
Yeah. You
Okay.
guys, we'll get that link fixed and we'll put it in the description and pin it at the top of the comments at the end of the video.
We apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. Let me turn on my phone and have that sent. Yeah, so
Lisa
that,
Mills, if whenever you guys see me do a coupon discount, you got to take it that day. It's gone that day.
yeah, it's
Whenever
gonna
I
be
have
gone.
them, they're gone. Sorry, it's back up at $500. We'll see what we do our special on Friday. We'll put out email everybody. We have an email list of 15,000 people, y'all. So if I say there's 10 slots, there's 10 slots, and they're gone. That just is what it is. But thank you for asking. Email our staff at admin@Classy Climbers so that we can make sure you're on the email list so you can get access to our discounts. But yeah, DJ's classes want to live the pom pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money and peace of mind with DJ the Money Coach. Learn how to get 6-figure income 800 credit score, and finally be debt free in 2022. And you get that book, ABCs of Wealth. So, for sure, Lisa, for sure. Oh, you bought Andy's how listen, people love coming on my channel getting interviewed. And I don't even I didn't even take any kind of affiliates from Andy. And he was like, "Can I come back on an interview?" I said, "I bet you want to." So I know y'all bought a bunch of his book. So, but it's good information. Let me know what you think on it.
Let me see. I'm gonna text you one that I have, and maybe this will work. I just sent a message to Nick and Kadera.
Journey to Jasmine said the last time it was a full hour. Yeah, I mean, we send the email out to people, we get it filled up. Like Enrique be tired. Y'all be harassing him. What's up, Todd Capital LLC? Listen, you know who we got
What's
to get out
up?
to Zanzibar?
What's
Todd
up,
Capital.
Charles?
Let's get him out to Zanzibar. I think he'll make a whole suit out there.
Yeah, I tried. Hit me up, man. I tried to hit you up about that, brother.
Pauline said the link is working. Whatchamacallit said the link is working. Okay, you guys, try the link again. It's in the comment section. We're getting up out of here. But yeah, Todd Millie ought to come to Zanzibar with us. Come to Africa with us. Live Gucci. Very nice. Very beautiful. Come with us in late August. See if we can do it. But yeah, you guys, so that's today's show. I really want you guys to prepare yourselves. You know, investing is a strategy. Decide where you want to be at. Right now, I'm doing new construction, and it's a learning curve, but it's really super cool. And I really find that surplus tax liens and new construction, you're going to see a lot more of that conversation from us this summer. So
I just text you one that should work, Erica and Kadera.
Well, some people are saying in the chat that it's working.
Oh, it is.
So okay. Some of the folks are saying it's working. So let's see if it was just a fluke.
Let me see.
But yeah, Africa was lit. I'm peeling all over my shoulders and chest. That's why I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, and it's 80 degrees in Texas. My mom was like, "Why are you wearing a long sleeve shirt?"
Man, it was the best
peeling
trip ever. Todd Billy, it was the best trip ever.
You get tired of lobster every day. They're like, "You want some lobster?" No, I don't want.
Oh man,
lobster. I'm tired of lobster.
Let's show them a picture of that lobster, man.
I don't know if I have that one, but I'm gonna show y'all one.
I got it. Let me show you.
Man,
I
every day
that next day when we were at the Rock, I went that next day. I tried to get you to come get with us again. I had a man. Let me
Y'all want to see me in the turtles before we leave? Let me see if it'll play.
Did you? Yeah. Did you show them? show them the picture of us together.
Oh, I don't know. I'm in the water with you.
Chin up a little bit so that we can get somewhere here. Look, face somewhere here.
Oh no, it's janky, y'all. I'm gonna take it down. It's janky, y'all. The video is not wanting to do right. Y'all, them turtles was getting fresh with folks. They was going places they didn't need to be. I was like, "Hey, turtles, this ain't that kind of party. Get on out of here."
Let me see, I got one for you. Let me see.
But yeah, if you guys go realize it's an island. Zanzibar is an island separate from Tanzania. There are actually two governments that work together, which is surprising. And what was crazy is how cheap everything was. Just absolutely. Hey, you want some lobster for $3? Like, nah, man, we done ate lobster every day. I'm lobstered out. Give me some more shrimp. Something else. Listen, them turtles was doing the most. Them turtles was being frisky. Show us the picture. Look how big them lobsters are, y'all. I don't know if you can. Let me see if I make it bigger. Will it do it? Oh, no, it did it the wrong way. How much was that? $20? Wasn't that lobster $20 when you had it? It was crazy.
It was 25.
Man, he was out there showing me pictures of lobsters and food.
I paid $50 for 2 people, and the crab, and those were actually prongs. That wasn't lobster.
Yeah,
those were prongs. That big, ladies and gentlemen, that big.
It was ridiculous.
It was 4 large prongs and massive crab, $50. $50, unlimited, fresh. And check this out. We were just walking down the beach, Erica, my sister and I, and the kid just came out, was like, "Hey man, $50. I'm gonna give you the best, seafood you ever had." I was like, "Man, I've been having nothing but lobster since I've been." He's like, "I'll guarantee you, or it's free."
And it was better. It probably was good.
I pulled out my money, gave it to him. He's like, "Be here tomorrow at 12 o'clock." We walked up there, Erica, and it was amazing. So shout out to Mr. Kite's restaurant in Page Beach between B4 and Kisawa Resort. Y'all got to go there. If you're in Zanzibar, go check out my man Muhammad, the owner of Mr. Kite's restaurant. It is best seafood I've ever had in my life, and I am a seafood aficionado. I'm telling you. And that was the best I ever had. And if I had it in the States, that was easily $400-500 at a top tier restaurant or a top tier club on the beach like that. If you go to Manhattan Beach or you go to Delray Beach, that lobster and that crab, you're going to pay market price, which is going to be $200-300 easy.
That day I paid like $90 and I got a massage, a facial, and a foot. Like they were trying to figure out where the quill was in my foot. They were trying to do my foot treatment. Like, yeah, it was crazy. It was like $80 across from our hotel. And I was just like knocked out. And they were like, "Erica, where you been?" I'm like, "I got a 2-hour massage session, hot water." Like one of the girls went and got a massage from this other place because she didn't like the place we were at. And the lady was blind, DJ. She was blind giving the massage. She was like, "It was the best massage I ever had." I didn't realize she was blind until they were trying to explain it to me. And I was like, "Look, she got to work." See, that's why in America, y'all out here complaining, getting government checks, and people in Africa blind still having to work every day. Like, work a real job.
Check it out. Y'all see that, guys? There we go. There's Erica Williams and DJ Money.
Man, we were sitting on the floor on the sand, and my legs were like, "Get off this sand." We were at several different ones, Sunshine Anderson. I'll have the video up probably in 2 days.
Hey,
Peter got a ton of video.
Can I share something else with him special?
Yeah, this is the last thing. Close it out for us. What's the thing you're sharing?
We are going to be doing a pom-pom lifestyle trip to Zanzibar for our people coming in August. And you're asking for what hotel resort? I'm actually going to share it with you in the Masterclass. That's right. So we stayed at a resort that was only 9 months old. That's when you got trapped at the airport. Somehow you missed my private driver. You remember? Man, you got to tell them what happened with that, man. That was crazy.
Janky, y'all. Verizon did me dirty. I was like, do I need to bring my other cell phone? Or Verizon did me dirty, y'all. Like I could have been kidnapped. So I was like, I couldn't get any service to DJ or the driver. So I thought I'll just go with my original group of people and get on the bus. Y'all, from 6 a.m. to 1 o'clock, I didn't have a hotel room. I was so upset. I was like, I could have just went to DJ's with his family and took a shower and then been rolling and doing stuff. I literally was pissed, y'all. It was a crazy experience. But I do got a picture of me holding a bunch of Tanzania money. But
all right. Here we go. We're going to be taking everybody here, Erica. Check it out.
You should do the Kindle Rocks.
Yeah, we're going to do that too. But this here, it's only 41 villas. Right. And we're going to have the whole place to ourselves in August. The whole place. This is the one with the private pool.
The splash pool.
Yeah. So this is where we're going to take everybody, and it's going to be amazing. We're actually finalizing the deal right now.
Dude, you should do half there, the other half at Kindle Rocks.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're not going to do the whole time there. No. So this is almost done. So we're actually going to do it in two different locations. We're going to do Kindle Rocks. Absolutely. Check it out.
Yeah. So listen, if you miss me, you missed the Classy Climb Tour in Houston, or you missed the boat party this year, hop on DJ the Medi Coach. I'll probably go with them. We'll have to just make sure our times line up right. But that was the show, you guys, today. Definitely hit the links. Thank you for being here. Thank you guys for watching. The video for Zanzibar for me should come out in probably 2 days. It's a lot of footage to give Peter and make him try to put something together. and half the time I'm talking and half the time I'm not. So it's a lot of footage, you guys. So thank you, DJ, for being here today. You guys, I'm feeling a lot better. I was down for a whole week. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm coming back. So, but I am going to go lay down some more. So thank you for being here, DJ Money Coach. Where can they find you on the internet?
Absolutely. First, you can find us on YouTube at Seven Spheres of Money. On IG, you can find us at Seven Spheres of Money, and that's the number 7, SPHERESOFMONEY, at Seven Spheres of Money. YouTube, Seven Spheres of Money. You go directly to our website, djthemoneycoach.com, djthemoneycoach.com. You can email us at my manager's email, Nick, N-I-C-K, at djthemoneycoach.com. And you can do analog and call us at our office toll free, 866-395-3042, 866-395-3042. And this special will be available up until the end of the week, because we'll do this live masterclass next Wednesday at 6:30 Central PM time. And we're going to show you how to invest in Zanzibar for pennies on the dollar and get you right like rain, consumer debt free, show you how to get your credit scores to 800 by building a foundation in 30 days or less. And we're going to get you $8,333 a month in passive income and bring you the whole Seven Spheres of Money professional, licensed professionals who are 6-figure and 7-figure net worth earners who are best in class, top 1%. And we're going to share some secrets with you. We're also going to be working with a major university, Erica, on NIL contracts. I've been contacted to provide financial literacy for student athletes at one of the top universities in America, with one of the top profit conferences in the country, brother, sister.
That's okay. All right, you guys, you hear it. There's a lot of good news coming up, a lot of great stuff coming up. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys are excited for August. It'll be a crazy time at the Classy Climb. But if you're kicking out and doing some of our courses and getting yourself together, organized, you should be able to join us on the beaches of the world. So, you guys, it's your girl Erica, Classy Climb Vlog. Have a great night.